Hey guys, what is going on? It is Zazzri today, and I'm bringing you Season 2, Episode number 4 of my Manchester City career mode. So first things off, the top link in the description will link you to a website which you can get some very cheap and reliable coins from. I use them as my place to go get coins, and they're a great bunch of guys. They're called FIFA Coinbase. So their Twitter link and their link to get some coins from them is in the description, Xbox, PS3, whatever. It's all there, so yeah, go check them out. Anyway, back to the video. We've actually got some very big games coming on. Towards the end of the episode, we've got two big ones. Obviously, by the title, you'll have seen that it's United and Inter are the two big games. So look forward to that. As you can see here, though, we're starting off with the game against Stoke in the Premier League, of course. And, in the last episode, it was kind of like bedding in the transfers and looking to make sure that they fitted well and making sure that we could build on what we did last season moving forward. And as you can see, it's 1-1, 81st minute. Diego Costa, someone that, he's not one of the best strikers at the club. We've got Aguero, we've got Lewandowski, we've got who else we got? I think that's it. But we do normally play one striker system, so there's only really room for one striker, and if there's two, it's Aguero and Lewandowski that we usually go with. But yeah, Diego Costa is always someone that I like to bring on at the end of the game, because he'll just, as you can see here, he just tears up a team. Again, scoring just because he's got so much power behind his shots, and he's just such a good striker. Seriously, like, I bring him on at the end of the games, and yet he still scores like almost the same amount as the players that play really often and very well. So it's kind of interesting to see. Maybe in future as players kind of get old and stuff, he'll play more games. But anyway, we did win 3-1 away from home at Stoke. Stoke were a very tough team to play against, so I was actually really happy about that. They're often, when they talk about players coming to the club from a different country, they'll be like, oh, how will they do against Stoke away from home in whatever it is. Anyway, look at that for a goal from Marco Reus. I mean, finesse shots are overpowered, but look at that. That was like, seriously, I scored and I was just like, what? I just thought it would be like a shot. I was like, oh, let's go for it, like a shot that'll... It'll be an easy save, and I actually went in, I was just like, oh my goodness, I was really shocked. That made it 1-0 to us, away from home at Reading, of course. They're not a tough team, really. I generally find them pretty easy to play against. And now we've got Navas bombing down that wing, crossing it, and that is what he's so good at. And then the ball comes to Reus again, and he's going to smack that into the back of the net. Quite an easy goal for him to score, 79th minute, that made it 2-0. But that first goal was so good, I was just like, what just happened? Like, that was amazing. I was so shocked that one, I was literally couldn't believe it. But yeah, that was very good. Oh, we've got Jovetic as well. So that's what, even when we're playing a two-striker system, Diego Costa is only the fourth best striker. Anyway, that's another 2-0 win away from home against, well, not another 2-0 win, another win away from home. Very good result for us. Sinclair is actually someone that was out on loan in the first season, but I was looking at his stats, he's growing nicely, and, he kind of adds a bit of cover, for these sort of games where, although it's not like a huge game, it's a game that, you just want to switch out the team a little bit, get some fresh legs out there, if there's let's say Zazzri's injured, and David Silva's just played, I want someone that can just, add a fresh bit of legs, play 25 games a season and be happy with that, and that is exactly what Scott Sinclair does. You're not going to play him in the biggest games unless you have to. Anyway, 2-0 is how it ended. Reus and Sinclair, our wingmen, did very well for us. That made it 2-0 away from home at the San Siro. Very tough result to get, but, it was a very good one in the end, to be honest. I was very pleased with that. But yeah, moving on, we've got a Premier League game. It's against Swansea. And again, away from home, which is kind of something that we're used to. I think it's because I play all the away games, whereas some of the home games I do sim occasionally. Unfortunately, though, we do concede early on. Wilfred Boney in the 23rd minute actually make it 1-0 to them. David Silva, though, does return the favour in the 34th minute. Lovely little goal from him. That's something that he actually often does. Just outside the box, he has lovely little shots that actually go in. I've noticed more and more. And he does score quite a lot of goals. Like, you look at it and you'll be like, 10 goals and, 12 assists. That's not great. But then I was looking at, like, Mata, Hazard, Cazorla's, goals and assists from the season that we've just done, because obviously that's the only full season we've had so far, that they've all been in the Premier League. And, when you compare it to stuff like that, or, David Silva's stats might be more than that, it's kind of actually not too bad. It's actually pretty decent in terms of the goals scored. So that's something that I always keep in mind. You know, yeah, it might not seem that good, but then you compare it to other players in the position it is. Again, winning away from home, we've clearly been playing very well. Diego Costa, by the way, was the goal scorer in the 60th minute. Yeah, winning away from home once again, 2-1 at Swansea, another tough away game. Moving on to the final game of the episode, it's against United, our biggest rivals. And luckily we do get a goal there in the 31st minute. It's with Samir Nasri. And I was really happy with that, because sometimes with these United games, there'll either be an incredible amount of goals, like 7 goals, or there'll just be nothing. It'll be like kind of really boring generally, with very little goals. This one, luckily, though, we did get a goal in the end. I'm glad we did, because I had no chance in the second half at all. That made it 1-0 at home to United, a very huge result for us. You know, City fans would be loving that in real life. Any win against United is great. So yeah, we've won every single game this episode. Fantastic result for us. As I said, go check out the coin still in the description. Go check out my Twitter, my Facebook, and if you want a YouTube partnership, there is a link down there to apply for one. So do that as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.